in addition to me trying to be consistent in what I think a C letter grade means, I also included C districts so I had to have something to bargain with as this bill moved through the process. And it was never necessary for me in the House
to give that up.
Okay.
I guess the sad part about it is, as a general rule, school boards vote against charter applicants, and Bessie, as a generally speaking, approves them. And so I don't know.
But you're right, but if and you're asking the question, but I want to stop you there because the way we run the system, you don't have charter authorizers trying to work with school boards.
Well,
they don't have to.
Right, I agree
and so this would say if you want to have that charter school in that A or B district, if that's the way the bill would come out, or a C district, then you really need to go sit down and work with them so that you're not as antagonistic and they understand. And maybe if you want to open in that district, you will offer to charter the 1F school that they have, right, if you want to be in that district. But I want y'all to understand that you can go to the Department of Education website, and it's directing folks who are associated with charter schools to districts that have the highest local per pupil spending. It's not necessarily directing them to where the greatest need is. And it tells them, and if you will operate a charter school in a building provided by the district, this is what you're going to get per child. And if you want to do it in your own building, you're going to get this per child. And so we're not doing a very good job, it seems to me, at the state level of directing the charters where they might be needed the most and where they would actually be responsive to the concerns that I think I've heard 5 of you express today.
Right. Yeah. Just to charter is not. That's not what I ever envisioned behind why we'd ever have a charter school. You just don't charter to say we can have charter schools.
Right. They ought to fit a need.
Yeah. They ought to have some rational basis why we need this form versus another form. However, I do like the concept of charters, and I do like the independence and autonomy that, in most cases, I think is a driving force behind them becoming better schools. Not in every case. I know there's a lot of charters.
And my point to you is that autonomy would also drive districts to be better if they had increased autonomy.
Yeah, possibly so. Thank you.
I see no further questions. Thank you, sir. At this time, we do have a large number of folks that wish to speak. So, first, in favor of the legislation, Sarah Wood, representing her children, Shane Riddle from LAE, Debbie Sachs, representing herself. Come on up. While they're coming down, we do have one card in. Oh, I'm sorry. We got a whole bunch of cards in favor that do not wish to speak. Lee Fawcett, Association of School Executives, Patrice Pujol, Superintendents Association, Jim Malone, St. Charles Parish Schools, Mike Desautel's self, Danny Garrett, St. Tammany Schools, Marky Pierre, Louisiana School Board Association, Patricia Ann Saunier, representing herself. Those do not wish to speak. Whoever wants to go first. I'll let the ladies go first. Oh, by the way, we have a large number of cards, so I ask you all to try to control your remarks to about 3 minutes each. That's the rule here. Please.
Hi, my name is Sarah Wood. I'm from St. Tammany Parish. I'm in favor of this bill, and I request that you report it favorably because it reinforces local control. As a parent, all that I see here in the House Education Committee and in Bessie is a denial of the democratic process more and more with every top-down decision that you all make. It is a common historical fact that the farther removed you are as a citizen from the decision maker, the less effect you will have. Why? Because your vote becomes more diluted as you move further up the chain. And I just, my fight is with Common Core, and I understand this is charters, but what I see is the evolution of this becoming, I have a problem with it because if I have an issue with an F school in my school system, I can bring that to the attention of my school board members. And if I don't like what they do in response to that F school, I should be able to rally enough support to vote them and anybody else who supports that or doing nothing as to that fact out of office That's the whole purpose of the democratic process. You know, I'm not here to suggest that I know how to fix the actual issues with the F schools or what have you. Maybe take a look at the size of population that a school board district serves and maybe making them smaller so that they are responsive to the needs of the schools. But what I see, the problem that I have with the whole charter school system as opposed to public education system is my vote. And I don't have that problem with a totally non-government funded private school. Because if I don't like what's happening at my totally private school, I take my dollars walking and I convince other parents to go with me. Same thing with public education. I hold my school board members accountable. I can hold my principal accountable by rallying to have them removed or going to another school or another district. I don't have that same accountability with the charter school system. They are insulated from me because they deal directly with Bessie. And it's totally private. What do? When I take my kid from that charter school system, they still get funding. And there's probably another child that will come in, especially with the lottery system, that's going to come in and fill that spot. I just see that, you know, there's a lot of talk about we want local control, but your actions never line up with what you all say. So again, I would hope that you would at least take a look at this bill seriously because it is an actual effort to give us local control. And there are other ways to address the issues that you raise other than taking my right away to have accountability. Thank you.
Just one quick point, and maybe I misunderstood you, but these are charter schools. These aren't voucher schools we're talking about. And the charter schools are public schools that are publicly funded 100%. These are not private schools.
And where's my accountability with that?
Well, they go back to Bessie and everything else.
That's what they don't go to the school board. How do I hold them accountable when I don't like the decision that's being made? I have to take a day off of work to come up to Baton Rouge and rally Bessie. My issue is that they are publicly funded. They're basically a private-public partnership.
There are some that do. I get it. I thought you were talking about voucher schools.
I just think there's distinct. When you look at totally private, right, totally public, and then the charter, which is essentially a public-private partnership in a way.
Yes.
It's the accountability by me in that charter school system is insulated, basically, and I don't agree with that.
That's fine. I just misunderstood what you were saying.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Debbie Sachs. I'm from. Is this on? From St. Tammany Parish.
I know. I try to push it away from you. I'm so sorry.
First of all, thank you, Representative John Bell Edwards, for bringing this bill forward in support of local school districts, parents, students, taxpayers, that upholds our basic democratic right. We all know in this room, let's be honest, that we have problems with Bessie, and we're working on that.